Yes, Yahoo. Yes, Yahoo. Yes, Yahoo. Isaiah. 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 Isaiah chapter 33. Yes, Yahoo. Let those who have ears hear. Here we go again. So chapter 33 started off with a woe. Chapter 31 started off with a woe. Throughout all these prophets, no matter which one it is, you're going to start off with a lot of woes. Woe, destroy yourself, undestroyed. Woe, betray yourself, unbetrayed. When you stop destroying, you will be destroyed. When you tire of betraying, then they will betray you. Yah, show us mercy. Yah, show us mercy. We have waited for you. Be their arm every morning and our salvation in time of trouble. At the sound of the tumult, the peoples wander off. When you exalt yourself, the nations are scattered. Your spoil is gathered as if stripped by sheer worms. They run over it like swarm of locusts. Yah is exalted. Yah is exalted. Yah is exalted. Yah is exalted, for he dwells on high. He has filled Zion with justice and right. He will be the stability of your times, a wealth of salvation, wisdom and knowledge, and the fear of Yah, which is his treasure. Hear the brave men crying out for help. Hear their brave men crying out for help. Hear their brave men crying out for help. The envoys of peace weep bitterly. The highways are deserted, and there are no travelers. He has broken the covenant, despised the city. He has no regard for human life. The land is mourning and wilting away. The Lebanon is withering in shame. The Sharon has become like the Avara, a desert. Bashan and Carmel have become shaken bare. Now I will rise, says Yah. Now I will exalt and lift myself up. You conceive chaff and give birth to stubble. Your breath is a fire devouring you. The peoples will be as if burned into lime, like thorns cut off to burn in the fire. You living far off, hear what I've done. You who are near, acknowledge my strength. Says Yah. The sinners in Zion are frightened. Trembling has seized the ungodly. Trembling has seized the ungodly. Who of us can live with the devouring fire? Who of us can live with eternal burning? Right? Verse 15. He whose life is right and whose speech is straight. He who scorns getting rich by extortion. He who shakes his hand free of bribes. Stop his ears against talk of bloodshed and shut his eyes against looking at evil. His refuge a fortress among the cliffs. His food and water are in steady supply. Hold on. Here's a question, right? Who of us can live with the devouring fire? Who of us can live with eternal burning? Who can? He whose life is right and whose speech is straight. He who scorns getting rich by extortion. He who shakes his hands free of bribes, stops his ears against talk of bloodshed, and shuts his eyes against looking at evil. Such a person will live on the heights. His refuge a fortress among the cliffs. His food and water in steady supply. Your eyes will see the King in his beauty. They will gaze on a land stretching into the distance. Your mind will meditate on terror. Your mind will meditate on the terror. Where is the man who did the counting? Where is the man who did the weighing? Where is the man who numbered the towers? You will not see the intransient people whose language is so obscure, whose stuttering speech you cannot understand. Look at Zion. Look at Zion, the city of your festivals. Your eyes will see Jerusalem, a secure abode, a tent that will not be removed, whose pegs will never be pulled out, and whose guide ropes will not be cut. But there, in his splendor, Yah will be with us, in a place of rivers and broad streams, but no boat with oars can go there. No majestic ship will pass by. For Yah is our judge. Yah is our lawgiver. Yah is our king. He will save us. For your ropes are hanging loose, not holding the mast, not spreading the sail. Then the plunder shared out is so huge that even the lame get a part of the spoil. This is what we want, right? This is what we want, right? Check that out. Then the plunder shared is so huge that even the lame get a part of the spoil. Nor the habitant will say, I am ill. The people living there will be what? Forgiven of their sins. That's all we want, man. The forgiveness of our sins, bro. That's all we want, bro. To be forgiven of our sins. Yes, Yahoo, Isaiah 34. Come close. You nations, and listen, pay attention. You peoples, let the earth hear, and everything in it. The world, with all it produces. For Yah is angry at every nation, furious at all their armies. He has completely destroyed them, handed them over to slaughter. Their slain will be thrown out. The stench will rise from their corpses. The mountains will flow with their blood. The whole host of heaven will decompose. The heavens themselves will be rolled up like a scroll. All their array will wither away like a withering grape leaf that falls from a vine, or a withered fig from a fig tree. For my sword has drunk its fill in heaven. Now it descends on Edom to judge them, the people I have doomed to destruction. There is a sword that belongs to Adonai. It is filled with blood, gorged with fat, filled with the blood of lambs and goats, gorged with the fat of kiddies and rams. For Yah has a sacrifice in Batsra, a great slaughter in the land of Edom. The oxen will fall on them, the young bulls with the strong, mature ones. Their land will be drunk with blood, and their dust made greasy with fat. For Yah has a day of vengeance, a year of rectical for fighting with Zion. Its streams will be changed to tar, its dust to sulfur, its land burning tar. Its land burning tar that will not be quenched day or night. Its smoke will rise forever. In all generations, it will lie waste. No one will pass through it ever again. Horned owl, excuse me here. Horned owl and hawk will possess it. Screech owl and raven will live there. He will stretch over it the measuring line of confusion and the plumb line of the empty void. Okay, pause. So we understand that when we see this plumb line, measuring line, these are tools of building. But he says he will stretch out over it the measuring line of confusion, the plumb line of the empty void. So what God is building for you in the disobedience, confusion. You think you got something, but you don't, because it's void. Of its nobles, none will be called the king, and of its princes, and all its princes will be nothing. Thorns will overgrow its palaces, and nettles and thistles its fortresses. It will become like a lair of jackals, and enclosure for ostriches. Wildcats and hyenas will meet there, and billy goats will call to each other. The night monster will lurk there and find herself a place to rest. All these animals in your mix. There, the hoot owl will nest, lay her eggs, hatch, and gather her young in its shade. There, the vultures will assemble, everyone with its mate. Consult the book and read it. Right? That's what we got to do. Otherwise, what you got going to be destroyed. You're going to be carried off, and everything that you built, your houses and your home and everything, the wild animal is going to overtake it. So to avoid that, consult the book. Read it. 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 Read it. Consult the book. Not one of these will be missing. None will be lacking in the for by his own mouth he gave the order, and by his spirit he brought them together. It is he who cast a lot for them. His hand measured out their shares. They will possess it forever and live there through all generations. Consult the book. Read it. Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. Consult the book. Read it.